for Casanova. At that time, his lawyers could have asked for a bond hearing. They could have said, Judge, my client can get out pending his trial. So maybe he puts money up. Maybe you put an ankle monitor on him and there's GPS monitoring. Maybe he puts property up. Whatever it is, some set of condition under which he could get out. They didn't make that argument then. Instead, they waited. Good decision. Why? By waiting, now you go get witnesses, people from the community, people from his record label. People could speak to how this is a good man. This is a man who's got his life turned around. This is a businessman. This is not a guy who's going to run from these charges. He's pled not guilty. He's going to stay. They waited. They're going to put that stuff together. That argument should happen now in a week or two. Good luck to Casanova. I hope he gets that bond. Update on the Casanova case. He hasn't applied for a bond yet. Mans can still get out on bond. The only thing that's happened so far is he entered a plea, guilty or not guilty. Now, before you enter a plea in federal court, they make sure that you're competent to enter a plea. They make sure that you're not like high on drugs or alcohol. In Cass's case, he disclosed that before I gave myself up to cops, I took a hit of weed and a shot of Henny. Otherwise, I'm good. I'm competent. I plead not guilty. They accepted that plea. Not guilty for Casanova. At that time, his lawyers could have asked for a bond hearing. They could have said, Judge, set a bond. Conditions under which my client can get out pending his trial. So maybe he puts money up. Maybe you put an ankle monitor on him and there's GPS monitoring. Maybe he puts property up. Whatever it is, some set of condition under which he could get out. They didn't make that argument then. Why? By waiting, now you go get witnesses, people from the community, people from his record label. People could speak to how this is a good man. This is a man who's got his life turned around. This is a businessman. This is not a guy who's going to run from these charges. He's pled not guilty. He's going to stay. They waited. They're going to put that stuff together. That argument should happen now in a week or two. Good luck to Casanova. I hope he gets that bond. Update on the Casanova case. He hasn't applied for a bond yet. Mans can still get out on bond. The only thing that's happened so far is he entered a plea, guilty or not guilty. Now, before you enter a plea in federal court, they make sure that you're competent to enter a plea. They make sure that you're not like high on drugs or alcohol. In Cass's case, he disclosed that before I gave myself up to cops, I took a hit of weed and a shot of Henny. Otherwise, I'm good. I'm competent. I plead not guilty. They accepted that plea. Not guilty for Casanova. At that time, his lawyers could have asked for a bond hearing. They could have said, Judge, set a bond. Conditions under which my client can get out pending his trial. So maybe he puts money up. Maybe you put an ankle monitor on him and there's GPS monitoring. Maybe he puts property up. Whatever it is, some set of condition under which he could get out. They didn't make that argument then. Instead, they waited. Good decision. Why? By waiting, now you go get witnesses, people from the community, people from his record label. People could speak to how this is a good man. This is a man who's got his life turned around. This is a businessman. This is not a guy who's going to run from these charges. He's pled not guilty. He's going to stay. They waited. They're going to put that stuff together. That argument should happen now in a week or two. Good luck to Casanova. I hope he gets that bond. Update on the Casanova case. He hasn't applied for a bond yet. Mans can still get out on bond. The only thing that's happened so far is he entered a plea, guilty or not guilty. Now, before you enter a plea in federal court, they make sure that you're competent to enter a plea. They make sure that you're not like high on drugs or alcohol. In Cass's case, he disclosed that before I gave myself up to cops, I took a hit of weed and a shot of Henny. Otherwise, I'm good. I'm competent. I plead not guilty. They accepted that plea. Not guilty for Casanova. At that time, his lawyers could have asked for a bond hearing. They could have said, Judge, set a bond. Conditions under which my client can get out pending his trial. So maybe he puts money up. Maybe you put an ankle monitor on him and there's GPS monitoring. Maybe he puts property up. Whatever it is, some set of condition under which he could get out. They didn't make that argument then. Instead, they waited. Good decision. Why? By waiting, now you go get witnesses, people from the community, people from his record label. People could speak to how this is a good man. This is a man who's got his life turned around. This is a businessman. This is not a guy who's going to run from these charges. He's pled not guilty. He's going to stay. They waited. They're going to put that stuff together. That argument should happen now in a week or two. Good luck to Casanova. I hope he gets that bond. Update on the Casanova case. He hasn't applied for a bond yet. Mans can still get out on bond. The only thing that's happened so far is he entered a plea, guilty or not guilty. Now, before you enter a plea in federal court, they make sure that you're competent to enter a plea. They make sure that you're not like high on drugs or alcohol. In Cass's case, he disclosed that before I gave myself up to cops, I took a hit of weed and a shot of Henny. Otherwise, I'm good. I'm competent. I plead not guilty. They accepted that plea. Not guilty for Casanova. At that time, his lawyers could have asked for a bond hearing. They could have said, Judge, set a bond. Conditions under which my client can get out pending his trial. So maybe he puts money up. Maybe you put an ankle monitor on him and there's GPS monitoring. Maybe he puts property up. Whatever it is, some set of condition under which he could get out. They didn't make that argument then. Instead, they waited. Good decision. Why? By waiting, now you go get witnesses, people from the community, people from his record label. People could speak to how this is a good man. This is a man who's got his life turned around. This is a businessman. This is not a guy who's going to run from these charges. He's pled not guilty. He's going to stay. They waited. They're going to put that stuff together. That argument should happen now in a week or two. Good luck to Casanova. I hope he gets that bond. Update on the Casanova case. He hasn't applied for a bond yet. Mans can still get out on bond. The only thing that's happened so far is he entered a plea, guilty or not guilty. Now, before you enter a plea in federal court, they make sure that you're competent to enter a plea. They make sure that you're not like high on drugs or alcohol. In Cass's case, he disclosed that before I gave myself up to cops, I took a hit of weed and a shot of Henny. Otherwise, I'm good. I'm competent. I plead not guilty. They accepted that plea. Not guilty for Casanova. At that time, his lawyers could have asked for a bond hearing. They could have said, Judge, set a bond. conditions under which my client can get out pending his trial. So maybe he puts money up. Maybe you put an ankle monitor on him and there's GPS monitoring. Maybe he puts property up. Whatever it is, some set of conditions under which he could get out. They didn't make that argument then. Instead, they waited. Good decision. Why? By waiting, now you go get witnesses, people from the community, people from his record label. People could speak to how this is a good man. This is a man who's got his life turned around. This is a businessman. This is not a guy who's going to run from these charges. He's pled not guilty. He's going to stay. They waited. They're going to put that stuff together. That argument should happen now in a week or two. Good luck to Casanova. I hope he gets that bond. Update on the Casanova case. He has
Okay. Get this going. Let's get this going. Boom, boom. Hey, I'm still here. Let's see if I'm doing it right. Let's see. Okay. There we go.
hit of weed and a shot of Henny. Otherwise, I'm good. I'm competent. I plead not guilty. They accepted that plea. Not guilty for Casanova. At that time, his lawyers could have asked for a bond hearing. They could have said, Judge, set a bond. Conditions under which my client can get out pending his trial. So maybe he puts money up. Maybe you put an ankle monitor on him and there's GPS.
Video capture. Check. One. All right, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. All right, so let me do it like this. Welcome to the Loyalmoves channel. Thank you for being here today. We about to get into the law. We're about to get into the law part of things, right? Okay. So this the thing. This is the this is the this is the bite on that. First, yeah, we're gonna go into what is it? Casanova. We're gonna go into Casanova. Then we're gonna go into the lawyer. Then we're gonna go into the thought. Okay. Well, I guess Casanova was indicted on some charges. You know, it's been a while now. It was a couple of days now. And indicted, turned himself in. You know, turned himself in on some charges that you know. So he turned himself in on the charges of, I guess it was everybody saying all kinds of things, man. But the charges, racketeering, drugs, all them type of things, gang activity, past tense of having, criminal activity on your belt, being watched, not noticing that you being watched. Uh, at the end of the day, you gotta move a little bit different when you doing certain things, and you gotta have certain people around you when you doing certain things. I don't give a fuck what you doing. You could be doing anything, man. You can be lawful work, unlawful work. I don't give a fuck what you doing. Still, regardless of what you doing, you still need that type of person around you that's gonna make sense to what you doing and not gonna fuck you up. So now he may get bond. That's what they saying. They may get bond. He may work his bond. All they need is a couple of people come in and say that he work. He's not a risk to run and things like that. So therefore, they may be good. things always look bad until you look into them. So at the end of the day, yeah, uh, he should be good. He should be good, man. I'm not the type of person that try to kick people back while they down, because it can happen to you. You know, kicking people while they down. We all go through things. We don't think clearly. We do the dumbest things. And we done did some dumb shit. And then when somebody judged it, they didn't understand what we was doing. So that was wrong. So I'm not gonna be the wrong one to sit here and say, oh, this and that and this and that and this. Nah, we go through shit. It's just learning. That's my part of it. Is you do things and you learn from your mistakes. You don't keep doing your mistake. You learn from your mistakes. So hopefully he learned from some of his mistakes that he made. Hopefully Casanova get out. Hopefully you learn how to keep your mouth closed on these, you know, people that asking you these crazy, wild ass questions is not business. If it's not business, it should not be talked about. If we talking about business, if you talking about my records, you talking about, you know, my shows, you talking about, where I was raised and things like that. Yeah, that's business. You can talk about a little bit personal background. That's where you was raised at. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to get into how heavy you was raised, like who raised you, what you did in your house, what you ate in your house. Some of that shit is irrelevant. You don't need to talk about all that type of shit. Like you just need to get on there and talk about your record, how you got there, things like that, man. You don't need to be on there talking about, oh yeah, I'm beefing with this person, I'm beefing with that person, all that type of shit. Like you just basically asking for it if you sitting there telling people like, I rob banks, I kill people, shit like that. You saying dumb shit out your mouth, I seen a couple of people get killed. I ain't tell on it. Dumb shit out your mouth. You can't be saying that. Like you gotta think. And that should be common sense. That should not be like I just came up with this. This is what I'm not understanding the world today because it's common sense. It's not something new. It's just common sense of if you don't mix pleasure with business. Basically, you don't mix pleasure with business. I always was the saying, you don't mix pleasure with business. Yeah, that's not even like at the end of the day, if you becoming a businessman, you gotta learn how to do business. Like business is not made for criminal activity these days. If you going up, it's not made for criminal activity because that's been watching every type of business. So criminal activity is out, and that's one. Second thing, videos. The videos that you make and tell on yourself. I've been saying this, like, man, just straight telling on yourself. Straight telling you on yourself, man. Hold that thought. So, like I say, like I'm not understanding. Like you can't mix pleasure with business. You know, personal, personal life with what's going on. Like that's terrible. Your personal life and you trying to motherfucking work your business in it. You can't do that. That's just like some people say you can't work with your family or you can't work with you know your mate. So if you can't work with your mate, or you can't work with your family, certain things you can't, or your friends, you can't, certain things you don't mix. And that's another thing, you, it's like this. We had, we had a certain, well, I'm gonna give it to you like this. We had Rayfus Evans, okay? Rayfus Evans brought his mother, his family involved in this situation, and they all went the fuck down because you don't you don't put your mother, your aunts, your uncles, your sisters, your brothers, your cousins, your second cousins, and your family with criminal activity. It just don't mix. It is at the end of the day, it's a hurtful situation. Second thing is like to the guy Casanova when he had the situation he had. You got a whole female sitting in the motherfucking. She's snitching on everything. Then after that, y'all notice y'all haven't seen 6ix9ine no way. Y'all haven't seen 6ix9ine don't like just before this. Like he been gone for a while. You ain't really been hearing too much about him. A peep out of him. This is why he knew this shit was about to come. He knew this shit was about to come. And the other thing about this, knowing that this was about to come, man, you got the whole like this shit like a story. It is. It really is like a story. You got the whole incident with 6ix9ine sitting there. They took down the whole organization. I mean, it's like you can see it. It's all bloods, right? So they took down the whole organization. Now that you know what they looking for. We all know who they looking for. But why they didn't tackle this person yet, that's my thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. They looking for Jim. Yeah, I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say. They looking for Jim. You know what I'm saying? So Jim, buckle up, buckle up, Jim. This they man. See, this is why they say, man, people need to shut the fuck up. That's why they say you need to shut the fuck up. Like people need to shut up. Like certain things you gotta think. You gotta shut up. So I mean, mouth gotta start zipping on certain things. You can't say certain things. I say certain things on here, then I shut the fuck up because at the end of the day, like man, these are people' personal lives, right? These are personal. These are people. These are people that fall off just like us and do certain things just like us. So at the end of the day, I can't take sides. Like I'm just here to give what I got on the news and the topic. But to take sides is not my thing. That's not my thing. That's not where I'm going. Like I'm going where as though this is business, this is not personal. And at the end of the day, I'm a blogger. So if I'm a blogger, at the end of the day, I should not be trying to take this personal because it's not personal. It's just blogger news. You know what I'm saying? It's blogger news. I have my thought, but to take it personal, I could be wrong. You feel what I'm saying? I could be wrong. You know, if a person is not guilty, is proven guilty in a court of law, then at the end of the day, they innocent until proven guilty. At the end of the day, we say to ourselves, man, we need our black law. This is our black law. We do it by our black law. You feel me? But at the end of the day, like if we don't have paperwork, things in that nature, facts, then at the end of the day, it's like you just stuck in the middle and you gotta stay in that middle because you can't cross either line because there's nobody proven guilty here, right? Nobody proven guilty and you don't got the facts. Even if they was proven guilty, it's still sometimes it might not be them. So at the end of the day, I don't try to judge. I just try to bring what I got. And this is what I got. I'm bringing what I got. Casanova, according to going on sites and everything and speaking on certain incidents, Casanova have caught himself in a trap. So as you sit and talk and run your mouth to certain people, as they sit there and they try to get you to run your mouth, just like the same thing that happened with Gucci Mane and Jeezy when it was on the whole thing. They had a whole government official come in and sit in on that didn't make no sense. Like then Gucci Mane bring up what he said and that didn't make no sense. Like at the end of the day, you trying to tell this man to get to talking about some things that was dead. And if it was dead, then it should have stayed dead, a dead situation. Whereas though we should not even be talking about this because it could get you in trouble. Point blank period. But some people will try to pull your card to talk and get your ass in trouble. That's the new thing. Like that's the new thing now. Like get a person to talk about things they should not be talking about, and then there you go. They talking about the things that they shouldn't be talking about. They slip out and say some stupid shit. It's all on record. You didn't snitch on them, but they snitched on themselves. But that's a form of snitching. That's a slimy way to get them to do things. Like that's real slimy. At the end of the day, that's slimy as shit when you get people to snitch on themselves and make it seem like that you their friend, but the whole time you getting them to you snitching. It's like holding a wire on you. But this is illegal. This is the legal way right now. This is where as though you hold a whole interview, but they tell on themselves. But they're gonna tell on themselves. That's why you holding the interview. Come on, man. Stop telling on yourself. Stop bringing your personal business to work. If this called work, if this work for you, if rapping work for you, if R&B work for you, stop bringing your personal shit. You supposed to be singing and rapping. That motherfucker sitting on interviews talking about, yeah, I'm up in the projects, man. I sell this, I do that. La 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 la. That's not even part of your work. Like your work is to bring singing or rapping, entertainment. You's the entertainer. You the rapper. You the singer. It's entertainment. So at the end of the day, you can't bring your entertainment to life. The only thing is, it's entertainment. It's not life. You can't bring it. You bringing your personal things to work. And that's what break work every time, when you start bringing your personal shit to work and talking about things that you don't supposed to talk about. Feel? You talking about shit that you shouldn't even be talking about. Fuck supposed to be working. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be working. Not sitting there talking about your neighborhood and how you was raised in your neighborhood, and you know what I'm saying? A little bit about it. Like, man, my life was rough. I was saying, life was rough. It was rough. That's what it was. It was rough for me. You know what I'm saying? Not sitting on that job talking about, yeah, man, I be around the corner. Usually, man, I used to rob my man around there. You robbed a couple of people around the building. Like, you telling too fucking much on yourself. On yourself. You telling on yourself. And they hoping to tell on you why you talk, and why they ask these slick ass questions. These slick ass questions to get you to tell on yourself. Come on. Like, if you do an interview, you're doing an interview about the person and they skill, not the person and they after work moments. Like, that's where y'all getting it twisted. Like, after work is personal. At work is business. This is just the business we talk about, the things I do at work. You want to know how I get this? This is how I get this beat. This is where I get my song thought from. This is where, things like that, and nothing more, nothing less. When I was a kid, I always thought about being a rapper because this or blah blah blah, like things like that, man. Things like that. Instead of sitting back, now you got a whole, you got the law after. You got the whole law after you now, man. Because listen, you're a rich black man or black woman, and you lucky you got it that far. But the money is just the cheese. You feel me? So you know, on to Casanova, man. I wish you well. I wish things go well for you, man. I wish you think about your mistakes and the things you do, and work them out and work your problems out. We're gonna go on to Mo3. Mo3. Let's see. They caught his. They caught his. They caught his guy. They got his guy, the killer. They caught the killer, and the killer. I downloaded the picture of the killer. I brought the junk in real closely so you can see that it had to be somewhere near that you can find him. Like, you can see him closely. Like, he out. You can see him. You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is look for a tall ass nigga, the light skin, and half of his whole shit was hanging off his face, and 20 million cars was sitting out on the motherfucking highway, and cameras all on the highway, and you expected not to get caught. Then we got one, who people, that, I say, I don't know if they're part of it, but why would you be close to the highway? Like, you too close, and you on live talking about, yeah. You, look, street branded mind, a nigga wouldn't be thinking to even be getting on Instagram while driving on a fucked up highway. They're gonna be irritated and wanting to get the fuck off the highway. Like, they're gonna want to get off the highway. They ain't got time to be trying to upload no Instagram and shit like that. Like, they're gonna be trying to get off the highway. Like, I'm gonna just let you know your mistakes to things that you do. Even if you don't have nothing to do with something, you're making yourself look like you're part of something. Because you're too close. And then you're doing things. So therefore now you are looking like you did something. Then at the end of the day, then if you're not doing nothing, you still making yourself look like you did something because the things that you uploading and saying. Sometimes it be good to shut the fuck up and just go ahead and chill and just lay back. Lay back, man. Just lay back. Man, lay back. Lay all the way back. Just being honest. Like, sometimes you gotta zip it. Like, zip that motherfucker up. Put a lock on that bitch. Take that bitch and shut the fuck up. Fuck you sitting on live talking about blah, 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 blah. Nah, ain't the way to go. Zip it up. Put a lock on that motherfucker. And some tape. If it's so hard for you not to fucking talk about certain shit, like, come on, man. Listen, you shouldn't be talking about shit that don't got nothing to do with work when you doing that type of shit. Cause everything you do, a motherfucker gonna analyze it. Do you get that? They're gonna analyze everything that you do and you say. They're gonna analyze it until you do the next thing. Then they're gonna analyze that until you do the next thing. Then they're gonna analyze that. You could be right or you could be wrong. You could had nothing to do with it. They still gonna analyze it because your motherfucking energy to the motherfucking whole situation. They're gonna analyze it. It's part of some of these people duties in their motherfucking jobs. So you giving them shit to talk about. Like, god damn. Ain't nobody snitching. You snitching on your fucking self. Just saying, I'm sorry, apologize, cussing. But you're snitching on yourself. Like, you're snitching on yourself. And then everybody get to, let me see, well, he snitched on me. He snitched on me. You snitched on yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you still got people that got motherfucking that don't believe in certain things, right? You got people that don't believe in they believe in God, Jesus, Allah, they believe in they don't believe in certain things that everybody and we don't and some people don't believe in certain things. Some people they believe in Allah, Jesus, the angels, God, and holy type things, and whereas though they come from these books, and whereas though they say to themselves they live by them orders. Well, if they live by them orders, what you think they're gonna sit here and be like, okay, good, I love to see a couple of black guys kill themselves, kill each other, that's what I want to see. They not gonna want to see that. They're gonna want to see that stop. Like, bro, they gonna want to see that stop. They not gonna want to sit back and watch two of their kind fuck up their life. For real, they're not gonna want to see that. Like, that's to you, it may be snitching. To them, they saying to you, they don't want to see you fucking up your life. Like, why is you doing that dumb shit? That's what they saying. On some real shit. Like, if you sit back and talk to your grandmother or your grandfather or your parents and shit, they ask you, why are you doing that dumb shit? You know it's dumb. They know it's dumb. So why are you doing that dumb shit? Point blank word, gotta grow up to some shit, man. Responsibility. Responsibility ain't always beefing with the next man, man. You ain't gotta beef to get ahead. You ain't gotta take something from somebody else just to get ahead. You don't gotta be the sunshine every motherfucking day to get ahead. Like, that's our problem. Like, we don't want each other to get ahead. Like, we want to keep everybody behind us. I want to be the first to the goal. What happened to everybody try to move to the goal together? Other than trying to be the first to the goal. I want to have more money than you. What happens to everybody break this down to halves? If we working together, we can break this down to half, and then we can try to save a certain people in our communities and things like that, and try to look better than what we was. Now we trying to. I guess this is how I look at it. Okay, now if we started off as people in the struggle, we started off as people in the struggle. We live in a struggle, but we came out of it. Say, we did some things that made us feel good. You know, it made us feel good. We grown. We growing inside. We starting to understand new things and better things, and we growing. That shit make us feel good, right? So if it make us feel good, at the end of the day, like if you can grow and make murder music, or if you can grow and make gangster music, you can grow to make all kinds of other type of music, and you know what I'm saying, try to pace it out to a different motherfucking situation. You don't have to always have the killing in it. Like the killing and the shooting is what's throwing everything off right now. You feel? That's what throwing it off. Like that's what y'all throwing. Y'all throwing music off. Music supposed to be exciting. Like man, look, you ain't got to be a square to make something some square music. No bullshit. You ain't got to be a square to make some square music. At the end of the day, like it's called entertainment. Uh, Will Smith, man, I never ever heard Will Smith cuss in no, like I never heard Will Smith cuss in no nothing he did. No music he did. Like I never heard that man cussing no music he did, but still made money off his music with no cussing. That'll be hard for me. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Shit, try me stop cussing. Whoa, that's kind of hard. But at the end of the day, like if I have to get that buck, I'm gonna have to cut out that cussing. You feel me? I'm gonna have to learn how to do it. So at the end of the day, it's called growing. So I can't grow into some different kind of shit than killing. Come on, man. I'm not perfect, but the growth is you gotta come with some different things. Y'all can't keep putting y'all personal shit in y'all motherfucking music. And what I mean by personal shit is all your beefs. I gotta be real. All your beefs. This is what I do. All your beefs. You can't do that. Like all your beefs, man. You can't be putting all your beefs in your music, man. I let shit. Nobody learning this. Everybody think that they can do shit freely. You ain't learning that everything ain't you can do everything freely. Listen, I'm gonna show y'all the new tactic. Well, we learned that we can't shoot them up no more. They want us to wear body cameras. We can't do that no more. We can't pull over cars the way we want to no more. Because everybody got these phone cameras. But we got another option. Here, this is the other option. Let these guys get off a hook on the internet. Because this is what they do. They watch you from the internet. Like right now. They watch you from the internet. Let these guys sit on the internet, talk about all they damn business, show how much money they making. You look like you hustling and doing something illegal. Now we keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that one. Keep an eye on that one. Keep an eye on that one. They watching without even having a reason to watch. They watching. That's the new tactic. This is how they get you. right here. I know it myself. I know it. Like I'm sitting here, I know it. I see it. I done seen it. It's common sense. But it makes sense because some things that you don't talk about, some things you don't bring to work. That's what makes sense. So we got some things you don't put on Instagram, some things you don't do this, some things you don't do that, some things you don't put on Facebook, something like all of that is you letting an outside audience into your home. I don't give a fuck if it's in front of your house, outside of you, like on the side of your house, on the top of your house, nigga, you just around your house and you letting them in to your domain. Now look, at the end of the day, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you something. I'm about to show your eyes up. Now, if you look right here, this is what I pull it over, and then you know what I'm saying? Domain. This is my domain. You don't see no this. You don't see me with a whole rack of motherfuckers doing a whole rack of unlegal ass shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like you don't see me doing no illegal shit. You don't see me doing no illegal shit on where I'm supposed to be communicating and calling it as a certain type of job or a go what they call it like it, that's something you don't do, man. Point blank period. At the end of the day, man, I guess we gotta tighten up. We gotta tighten up, young man. We gotta tighten up, old man. We gotta tighten up, man. We gotta tighten up, women, young women, older women, middle-aged women. Gotta tighten up on certain things that we do, cause the kids ain't learning, man. They ain't learning enough. They learning. They learning to be wild as shit. They learning to be wild as shit, man. They learning to run down the highway with a tech in their motherfucking hand while 20 cars looking at them and shit and killing motherfuckers. Like, fuck is he learning? To be clumsy? What the fuck you learning? Like, what the fuck kind of hit is that? Like, hey, I'm gonna make a clumsy hit. Like, come on, just think about it. I'm not playing. Like, fuck. And this is both, like, this is for, what? The dude that shot, Mo 3, and this is for Mo 3. Like, at the end of the day, Mo 3, you slipping. If you can't carry a weapon, you let's think about this. You can't carry a weapon, and wasn't no robbery. This was this assassination, right? But at the end of the day, you are a rich nigga. So I mean, you a nigga that walking around with pretty much a large amount of money in your pocket at maybe at all times. I don't care if you got credit cards, whatever you got. You are somebody that a motherfucker throw in a trunk and just hold for ransom till you get the money type person. So therefore, why move freely like you're not even in that category and I still can live like that? Like, I don't give a fuck. It could be a little midget out here. That nigga got a pistol and he trying to rob you. He ain't gonna jump at that little motherfucker. You might get kick him in the head and get away with it or beat his little ass up. But at the end of the day, like, he got a gun and they gonna shoot your ass. So you gotta get it out. You gotta rob by a midget. Excuse me, midget. I love midget, but I'm just saying. I was just saying, man, you might, if a midget got a gun in there, fuck, you ain't rising. They strong as shit too. Don't get it fucked up. Strong as a motherfucker. But my point is that, man, at the end of the day, you can't be slipping and think that, you could do shit to motherfuckers and a motherfucker ain't gonna be worried about you. A person ain't gonna be worried about you after you did what you did to them. You can't play that. At the end of the day, you have to just lock up security. Secure yourself to all means necessary. You can't just walk around, man, hold up. And then I go into my neighborhood or the people that I'm beefing with by myself. By myself. I go by myself. Like, nigga, I ain't. That's what I said in the other one. Like, this is chess. This is them dice on the board, man. This is a rolling game. You roll the wrong motherfucker, you gonna motherfucking be out of the game. You make the wrong motherfucking move, you gonna be out the game. Now this reality and this life, but it's still made like these games. If you make the wrong move, motherfucker, you're dead. To reality. That could be death, that could be jail, that could be a handicap, that could go blind, that could a disease, that could be anything. You feel me? Because karma is calm. It's called karma. Nobody believe in it. Karma. Karma comes. Karma. You do what you do to others, come unto you. It's called karma. So at the end of the day, man, you can't be running around just doing stupid shit and thinking that everybody gonna be with it. You feel me? Everybody not gonna be with it. Everybody, even some of your friends may not even be with it. Motherfuckers sit around and say they with this and that, but they not. Some of them ain't with it. Just saying. You gotta start listening, be aware, pay attention, keep your mouth closed, make your money, go home, take care of your kids, do the same thing the next day. You feel me? That's it. Make your money, take care of your kids, man. Go home. Call at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your mother, your mothers, your fathers, your cousins, your little cousin, man, to your friends, you know what I'm saying? Make sure they in the house for the night, off the streets, off the mic, off the Instagram, doing something productive sometimes, man. Read a book. Cause this one thing about life, man. Life is not about sex, money, and greed, man. and drugs. It's not just about that. Like at the end of the day, it's not just about being flashy and having money. It's not just about that at the end of the day when you go home and you done your job. You got people depending on you to be home, to walk home, walk through that door. You know, some people don't have it, but majority of y'all got people that depend on you to walk through the door, and you don't walk through that door, people worry about you. So man, just do your job, man, and keep your personal shit to yourself. This might be, hurting to some of these, bloggers and everything, but keep your personal to yourself. Now we're gonna go into rainwater. Oh my god. We're gonna go into rainwater, man. Rainwater, the interview I seen with rainwater, man, that was off the hook. That was off the hook. That was a off the hook ass situation. Rainwater, to me, my opinion of rainwater, is just my opinion, is a brother that you probably wouldn't understand. Cause it's tricky. It's tricky. Like, I was just start like this with rainwater. They always say that a motherfucker stutter so much, man. That's a motherfucker that lie a lot, right? So a motherfucker stutter, but they was born to lie, right? Rainwater, at the end of the day, blogger, what is the most hated blogger, I guess. At the end of the day, like man, this is the thing about that. Rainwater is the type of nigga that get bullied. Mo3 told you he's not built for that type of shit. That's not his type of domain, right? Rainwater is the type of motherfucker you can manipulate into doing what the fuck you need to be done. Cause he's gonna be too fucking scared. That's rainwater. Rainwater was played the part either you're gonna do this or we're gonna do this to you type part. And if you don't do this or you don't come through with this, then we're gonna come through with you. You already seen what happened to you last time. It can happen again, but it can be worse. Right? That's rainwater. Rainwater is either this the thing. Rainwater, this is not saying no names. This is saying the benefits of rainwater to the situation. Rainwater is a scary ass nigga. He don't want that type. He's not, that's not, he don't want that type of drama, right? And that's at the end of the day. Rainwater was on a situation where as though they they could have kidnapped Rainwater, caught his ass on his terms or something, and was like, "You bitch ass nigga, we will kill you if you don't do this and this and this and this." You feel? And Rainwater, he was like, "Well, we can give you an option. The option is, do you want to make some money and help us out, or do you want that?" You can make it happen because you the manager. But you still those scary ass bitch ass nigga. You can make this shit happen. You the manager. You close as shit. And we know you scary as a motherfucker. And you ain't working on nothing. We can run right over you type of nigga. Oh weasel ass sucker nigga. Like oh weasel sucker nigga. I'm just gonna be real. Like gotta be real. Like oh weasel ass punk motherfucker. Get beat up, tell jokes to get out of this motherfucking situation. You know what I'm saying? Whole time, motherfucker talk about something serious. He sitting there telling a motherfucker joke to get out of this situation because he don't want to face the questions that you really actually was asking the nigga. The nigga know he was wrong as a motherfucker. He know he wrong as a motherfucker. He know he soft as a motherfucker. And motherfuckers easy to bully. Like easy to bully him. He been getting bullied since a kid. So therefore, he's not even from that life. Whereas though that was a smooth move to get closer to where I'm trying to get to, so I can use him as a motherfucking shield and as a motherfucking goal to get to my goal. Like I can use you as a whole shield to get to my goal. Cause you a bitch. And they used him. Probably paid him a little something at the same time. Benched him, paid him, got close. Ben said that shit myself. I said, man, at the end of the day, this is the industry now. People actually sacrificing people. They actually sacrificing people for money. This is the new shit. Like motherfuckers actually sacrificing some of their relatives, some of their friends, some of their loved ones for money. Yeah, watch motherfuckers, man. That's how the game played. He rolled the dice. They came up with dirt water. You know what I'm saying? They came up with dirt water. I'm gonna call them dirt because that's dirty. Dirt water. If that's what you really did, then that's dirt. On the other hand, I just with this one, with rainwater, man, I just can't see. It's just something that give everybody a little bit of motherfucking head going down their neck and shit. Like with him, like you can see it. Like it's not hard not to see with rainwater something is wrong. Or rainwater did something wrong. It's not. It's just you can see it. It ain't hard to see, man. The rainwater did something wrong, but rainwater got to motherfucking repent his sins, man. And his karma, if he did do something wrong, that would come on him. Hope you well, rainwater. Get your shit together. For real. Well, did I get everything? Oh, yeah. My last one is, what was it? Donald Trump. They keep saying Donald Trump not going to leave the office. Donald Trump not going to leave the office. He's not going to leave the office, man. Man, Donald Trump said he leaving, man. He ain't fighting no more. He gone. He out. He said he ain't even fighting no more, man. He out, man. He said he lost. You know, officially lost. So y'all say bye to Donald Trump, man. 2020 is ending with that. We had a mean 4 years. Yeah, we had a mean 4 years. It was a mean 4 years. You know, y'all could thank Donald Trump for the stimulus, though. Thank him for the stimulus package before he leave office. Thank him for that. He did give y'all that. He did get a couple of people out of jail. I can see that. And he did a few things. He still was a little bit off on some shit, but he did a few things, man. We're gonna be fair. You know what I'm saying? He did a few things, but he waited to the end. You feel me? To do a few things. We did. It ain't like we didn't see he waited to the end, you know, to do a few things. But he did a few things. He did. Thank you, Donald Trump, for the few things that you did do for the people. Y'all have a great day. Loyalmoves is checking out. Make sure you check back in with me. I might be back on later on tonight. Subscribe to my channel. Make sure you see some of the few things that you didn't see. Some of the low views of things, because some of them be good. Like I said before, still just started. Still striving to be the motherfucking best of what I do. So when I bring to you new content, it may look like this, it may look like that, but I'm still learning. Let me say that to you. I'm still learning. Okay? YouTube, I'm still learning. So let me get this together. I'm still learning. I'm still learning on what I'm doing. So I bring you all the good news. But I'm still learning. If I make a mistake, leave me a comment in the comment section. Please. If I'm doing all right, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. You know what I'm saying? If you love it, subscribe to my channel. We can talk every day. Y'all have a good one. Loyalmoves checking out.